welcome to Dialogue. As global economic recovery is currently underway, Asia has been in the spotlight for its role in injecting vitality into global free trade. So what are the prospects for the Asian market? What changes will China's industrial transformation and upgrading bring to the region? And what role can the Global South play in cooperating to tackle global crises? To find out more, I'm glad to talk with Armida Salsiah Alisjahbana, Under Secretary General of the United Nations and Executive Secretary of the Economic and Social Commission for Asia and the Pacific. And that's our topic. I'm Xu Qianduo. Welcome to the discussion, Ms. Alisjahbana. First of all, as the Under Secretary General of the UN, can you tell us what will be the UN's major efforts to boost global economic recovery in this year as we are focusing on the economic and free trade around the world?
Yes, for this year, as countries are opening up, especially from the COVID-19. COVID-19 itself is receding. So therefore, countries and also people, started to move around, to travel. Also, economy started to pick up. So therefore, first and foremost is how to ensure, that the economic activity, going from the recovery is the recovery in a more sustainable way, and so more sustainable direction, also more resilient. So therefore, these two, that needs to be better prepared by all countries.
Mm-hmm.
Resilient and also more inclusive and sustainable.
Yeah, speak of resilience. Do you see there are probably different challenges or different stages of recovery in terms of the economy, in terms of developed countries and the developing world? For example, in the developed world, we are seeing the US, for example, the UK and other European countries still struggling with the high inflation rate. And for the developing world, of course, they also face different challenges. For example, the outflow of the capital, as part of the challenge.
Yes. Again, unfortunately, the challenges are mounting. So it's not only the challenges of how to recover better from the COVID, from the pandemic. But because of these challenges, this inflation you mentioned, increased food prices, and just recently, but now is of course is much better, energy prices, But furthermore, also in many countries, including especially the advanced countries, they are grappling with the stagflation, so no growth, right? And tight labor market and so on. So therefore, again, for developing countries, some countries are starting to pick up their growth, and also including opportunities from travel, tourism sector picking up, opportunities from, again, what is can be opportunities that can be further enhanced is this digitalization. A lot is happening on the digital front, innovation, a lot of economic opportunities, a lot of the way you do is also more efficient, including education, health, and so on and so forth. So these are the opportunities aside of the challenges that you mentioned. But on the challenges front, I think a prudent macroeconomic management is still one of the prerequisites. So therefore, once you are having to face all these challenges, if you have a good macroeconomic and prudent fiscal situation, you can withstand all these challenges.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's shift our attention to this region in Asia. It's been 1 year since the Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership, or known as RCEP, came into effect. People are expecting tangible results because of this free trade pact. Are we seeing the results, the expected results, for member countries here?
Well, I think it should, yeah, and I'm sure it started to be felt by the countries involved. 15 countries, right? In basically East Asia. Again, 10 ASEAN countries plus Japan, ROK, China, Australia, New Zealand. Yeah, comprises of 30%, about 30% global population as well as the global GDP. Yeah, so that's huge, right? Huge. 2.3 billion people, but not only that, also emerging countries. Yeah, emerging countries meaning that they are growing economically, but also wealthier, well off, yeah, including on the social economic front. So I'm sure that the benefits are started to be felt. And more importantly, this is not only trade, yeah, trade, investment, as we know, procurement, SMEs, yes, small medium enterprise, yeah. So therefore, the linkage, yeah, between across the value chain, including to benefit the SMEs, yeah, of the member countries participating in RCEP, I think I'm sure, yeah, it will started to also the benefit, yes, started to be felt.
Mm-hmm. If you look at this, trade bloc, if you look at the prospect of the future development of RCEP, many people would say RCEP threshold is lower compared to the CPTPP, or previously known as TPP, Trans-Pacific, partnership, basically, for this business over there. So are we expecting probably this RCEP, to upgrade its level of openness, upgrade its level of reducing tariffs in terms of the rate, in terms of the speed, so we can see probably a stronger, a more prosperous region, including these 15 countries here?
Yes, I think, yeah, again, yeah, this is not only about trade. This is not only about the lowering of tariffs per se, yeah, that I think is already been in process, right? But what is important, yeah, and this also to respond to your question, including how yeah to trade, yeah, to do business, to do the investment. Again, my first, uh, what I mentioned earlier, in a more sustainable way. So the direction, yeah. So the kind of trade, the way you trade, right? It has to be more sustainable because this is also the direction that all countries, not only the ASEAN countries, but all countries in the world. Yeah. If you want to invite more investment, so increasingly investors, what investors are looking, for example, yeah, are whether the energy is green energy, right, rather than coal from coal or fossil fuel energy, then they would come to that country that offer that. So whether also again, yeah, the infrastructure are there, or not only any infrastructure, but a more resilient infrastructure, because the countries in the region are very vulnerable to disaster, right? As we know, right? So whether all this facility and so on are there, including increasingly, yeah, I think in terms of the labor, whether the labor, the skills of the labor are ready, yeah, for this digitalization and also trade, yeah. Increasingly, what we see, country benefit more if the trade is being done through contactless trade, or we call it e-trade or paperless trade. Yeah. So again, yeah, if all these practices are embedded into the way they trade, they invest, the procurement, uh, including benefit the SMEs in the value chain, yeah, then that's definitely the way to go. And I'm sure, yeah, it will be incorporated also through the appropriate negotiation within the RCEP mechanism.
You mentioned several interesting points. Let's try to tackle that. You mentioned about infrastructure, in particular in this region, Southeast Asia. We do see, for example, this railway connection between China and Laos. It plays an important role in boosting trade, in boosting the development of the economy of Laos, a landlocked country. That's a huge change with this railway connection. And also Indonesia, we are seeing the building, rapid development of infrastructure and also investment with the cooperation Indonesia, China, etc. Similar situations are taking place in other countries in this region. So, as the connectivity is being strengthened, and we are going to see probably, smoother trade and investment and people-to-people exchange in the entire region.
Yes, definitely. Connectivity is key. Again, remember, this region, Asia Pacific, if we take the progress, let's say before COVID, the past 3 decades, the region has transformed and benefited immensely, more well-off across the region. Why? Because of two, which is trade, benefiting from the global regional value chain. Second, connectivity. So therefore, if connectivity is further improved, including through the link, let's say countries such as Laos PDR, which is landlocked country, but now, with the connectivity and railway and so on, transportation, so both people as well as the flow of goods, including services, of course, will hopefully will be able to flow in a more seamless manner. But it's not only Southeast Asia. You mentioned Southeast Asia, connect to China and so on. But also imagine, it's not only imagine, but actually there is already this plan to connect further to Central Asia. So it's now possible. Before it's not possible, Southeast Asia to Central Asia through where? I mean, through the land. It's not possible, but it's now possible through Laos, China, and then China over to Central Asia, and Central Asia, of course, can connect to the rest of Europe. So you can imagine, so the multiplier effect, the economic effect of all these opportunities.
Opportunities and further development there. You once highly affirmed China's role in APEC, as the country has the size of the economy, the size of the market, of course, and also China is the largest trading partner for about 130 economies around the world. So what's the significance of China, being in APEC?
Yeah, of course, the APEC, of course, different than RCEP that we talked earlier. APEC also comprises of several countries in Latin America. For example, just to name a few, Mexico, Peru, so that at the coastal line of Latin America. So therefore, it will all benefit the trade not only within East Asia, countries within East Asia, which is already immense, but also cross region, the region of Asia and the region of America. In this case, is of course including US, US, Canada, and Latin America. So that is the significance, and all countries have its different let's say comparative advantages. For example, some Latin American countries, they have agriculture products and so on and so forth. So I think both sides can benefit immensely, as China is one of the largest economy in the world. Definitely. Will also contribute to this.
Yes.
Cross-regional economic relations.
And recent years, we have seen this rapid expansion in the trade volume between China and ASEAN countries. For example, basically this year or maybe next year, people are looking at their total volume reaching like $1 trillion. that would be a landmark in terms of this relationship or trade relationship and investment between China and the 10 ASEAN countries. What do you make of that rapid change?
Yeah, what we would like to see is again, yes, so for the countries to benefit from this global regional value chain. And we understand that many industries are also relocating out of China, yeah, to many countries in Southeast Asia. So therefore, we hope that it will not only benefit one or two countries only in Southeast Asia, but more countries. Because again, yeah, each country has its own comparative advantages. So if it can be, developed in a complementary fashion and also cater to industry or manufacturing opportunities of the future. So it's not only going back, yeah, the old only labor intensive industry, but also industry in the future. Let me take one example. Yeah, for example, because of this climate change challenges, yeah, how to mitigate and so on, vehicle, EV, electronic vehicle, right? So how to build this industry among the countries, ASEAN as well as China, but then different, let's say, different countries contribute different parts, and then we will be able to make that one vehicle, right? But within the collaboration, yeah, of the countries.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one example, and I'm sure there are many other examples.
Mm-hmm. Well, of course, China, since the end of last year, China has been reopening its economy, and we have heard from the new Premier Li Qiang, in the first presser, speaking to the media, talking about, there are challenges. For example, people say, there's a shrinking population, low birth rate in China. At the same time, the premier points out to the fact that we have a talent dividend, probably because of the massive number of fresh graduates, in terms of science, in terms of education they receive. That's supposed to be a boost in terms of furthering economic growth. And so, what do you see as a prospect of the Chinese economic growth, in the near future or long term?
Yeah, maybe I would respond, yeah, regarding this talent vis-a-vis demographic bonus or demographic dividend, right? Demographic bonus or demographic dividend is dividend if the country's population is young, right? Vis-a-vis the talent dividend, if of course, yeah, the country's population has the upskilling, reskilling, yeah, the talent pool, right? Which is developing, yeah. So it would be ideal, again, yeah. I'm not commenting on China per se, but I mean in general, it would be ideal, the best situation, if a country has both. Yes, so has young population, so therefore they can reap the benefit of demographic dividend, but provided the young population is equipped with the necessary skills. So therefore, this upskilling, yeah, not enough on the basic education and so on. Again, yeah, I mentioned earlier, yeah, this digital transformation, which is why I say this, because this is big in our region. Asia Pacific is big, not only China, the other countries, you name it, Indonesia, Bangladesh. Again, Indonesia, Bangladesh have young population, Philippines have young population, right? But at the same time, yeah, some countries, including China, are starting to enter the aging process, right? So therefore, how also you can reap the benefit, the bonus of your aging population. So if your aging population is healthy, but at the same time also can still be active, yeah, contribute in some way, then I think you will not need to be worried, right? Because your older population are still contributing in a more positive way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I think this is the way to go. And lastly, again, yeah, some countries benefit also from migration. from migration, yeah, or migrant workers, yeah, temporary migrant workers, yeah, whether especially the skilled, this semi-skilled. Yeah. So we see many countries in the region, their manufacturing is still there, but the workers increasingly come from other countries, the skilled workers, the semi-skilled workers. So therefore, very important to have cooperation with other countries in how also to develop, yeah, to strengthen through training, yeah, training of the younger population, the younger work, including in other countries. So you can collaborate, yeah. If you need the skilled, semi-skilled worker, you can collaborate, you can partner, yeah, jointly, yeah, with other countries that has younger population. The younger population can work in your countries, of course, with good terms.
Right, right. We are talking about the challenges, and then one of the challenges, I would say, is, or probably will continue to be for some time to come, the tension between the United States and China. Since we're talking about Asia-Pacific region here, some investors, have concerns like whether my investment will be affected by this political situation between the two countries. Of course, the relationship, we can never overstate how important it is in terms of peace and stability. Not only about the development and the investment, it's also about peace and further development, long-term development in this region. What do you make of that? That kind of concern, that kind of how should they do in terms of that consideration?
Yeah, again, yeah. Therefore, would be good. It would be good, yeah, if there is a framework that guides, yeah, especially this kind of economic relationship. Yeah. So if you have the framework, then everything that the countries do is guided by the framework. Again, if I may indirectly respond, yeah, through because you brought up this RCEP, Regional Comprehensive Economic Partnership. That is a framework, right, in which parties in that agreement do their business. So if you, let's say, you mention China, US, and so on, if they are within that framework, then whatever they do, the trade and so on will be guided by that framework. Yeah. So I think RCEP, US is not part, yeah, of no, not part of RCEP, yeah. So maybe in other framework there are, right, is being developed, right. So I think it would be good, yeah.
So
then second, right. The second is because again, I'm ESCAP, right, Executive Secretary of ESCAP, Regional Commission. In ESCAP, what we do is we focus on the issues. We focus on the issues. What is the issues? The issues is how to scale up and renewable energy transition, for example. The issue is what? The issue is, I don't know, sustainable value chain. The issue is whatever. Right? So we focus on the issue and we bring countries together. And our member state, we have China, we have US, we have everybody, right? 53 countries. And so far it works. Yeah? So through this good cooperation, constructive cooperation that gives solution, I contribute to solution, a certain solution, then we, at the same time, we also build confidence among the countries, meaning that, oh, okay, we can work together, right? No problem, yeah, as long as this is one common goal and we do it collectively. So I think we should do more of that. Yeah, so
cooperation is the key. Yes.
More cooperation.
Right. Yeah. Lastly, the Asia-Pacific region may just achieve 10% of the UN mandated sustainable development goals by 2030. This is people would say a dismal performance, probably, or prospect. What do you make of that?
Yeah. Actually, we just released, right, our report 2 days ago. It's about 14% or so, 14, close to 15%. Again, average, yeah, average. Based on the target towards 2030. although one or two is a little bit better, the two better ones is SDG 7, the energy, except renewable. Yeah, renewable still fall short. And then the second one is SDG 9, which is industry, innovation, and infrastructure. Maybe also reflecting, yeah, this all this many development in infrastructure uh, and industry, but innovation also, which is very important. Meaning what? Meaning innovation is very potential in the region. Innovation can drive a lot of things. Yeah. So if we can leverage this too, energy is important. Of course, we have to scale up renewable energy because climate action, right? And then the SDG that are the basic SDG like education, health, including poverty, water, sanitation, gender. Gender is a bit lagging, yeah, but education, health is like halfway of the target, yeah. Some progress, but needs to further strengthen. And then you need investment in all these economic and environment SDGs, yeah, because you need to invest. So therefore, cannot be only government. Government can facilitate, can create enabling environment, right? But you need to take the private sector, you need to take the CSO, right? Everybody, yeah, because if you want to invest, yeah, in a good, sustainable way on this infrastructure, you want to protect the environment, right? And so on, you want to accelerate climate action, you need investment. You cannot only by regulation. Regulation is good, but also investment. Yeah, so therefore, government job is create enabling environment, the good rules regulation, private sector then invest. Or government can also uh, invest, yeah, in the, let's say, like infrastructure, the basic infrastructure, and then the rest is investor can come in. And then also, not least important is SG16. SG16, yeah, which is good governance and strong institution. Good governance and strong is basically the foundation of all SDGs. And of course, justice, peace, and justice. Yeah. So this is very important, very important.
Thank you, Ms. Alisjahbana. Thank you for speaking with us. With that, we come to the end for today's discussion. You may also find us on the CGTN app or on YouTube. I'm Xu Xinzhuo. Thanks for being with us. See you next time.